class, and welcome to lesson 6.4, writing expressions. So an expression, when we hear that, it's kind of like a saying. Expressions don't have equal signs. Equations do. Equation like equal. So expressions aren't going to get down to our normal numerical answers to a number like we're used to. So first thing I want to do is I want you to tell me what information we do not know. Jalen, what is the information we do not know? We don't know Lucy's birthday. My birthday is 12 days after Lucy's, but I don't know Lucy's birthday. So I'm going to say Lucy, I'm going to give her an L for her birthday. Okay, I'm going to say it's that. My birthday is 12 days after. How could I write that as an expression? How would I write that down to figure out what my birthday is? Next, what do you think?
It would be L plus 12 equals X.
Yeah, L plus 12. We don't have an equal sign yet. I know that you guys say equal X, and that's totally fine. It's just an expression because we don't know what it is yet. L plus 12. That's what's going to solve it. Once I tell you, oh, Lucy's birthday is the 1st, then we go, okay, mine's the 13th. If I say Lucy's birthday is the 12th, we say, okay, mine's the 24th. So until they tell us what Lucy's birthday is, I don't know what mine is. As an equation, it would be like this until they tell us. So yeah, what about this one? What info do we not know? $8 more than Julie earned. Josh, what is the information we don't know?
How much did Julie earn?
How much did Julie earn? I don't know how much Julie earned. So I want to write that expression similar to the last one. Who wants to tell me how to write the expression that we would write? Who wants to tell me? Clara, what would the expression for this one be then?
It would be J plus 8.
J plus 8. $8 more than Julie earned. So I don't know how much Julie earned. When they say, oh, Julie earned $10, I go, oh, I got $18. If they say Julie earned $1, I go, oh, I earned $9. I don't know until they tell me. I want you to think about these one. $10 less than the original price and 4 times the number of gallons. Since we're all good at this, $10 less than the original price. We don't know what the original price is. So I'm just going to put an X because an O kind of looks like a 0. 4 times the number of gallons. We don't know how many gallons. So I'm just going to put a G. So I want you guys to write the expression in the chat for what these would be. So Jalen, in the chat, and many of you guys wrote, what is the answer, Jalen?
The answer is X minus 10.
X minus 10. How did you know it was X minus 10? Yeah, it says $10 less than. The biggest mistake people make is they see $10 and then they see the word less. So they do 10 less X. But that's not correct. That's not correct. What that is that's X less than $10. Here's how I remember it. In English, you have heard of the word then. Then means after, like going to the park. I'm going to go to the park, then the mall. And it's spelled with an E. But there's another word than, and that means something different. But in this case, I think about it in English, and I think, hey, than is sort of like then, just like we are going, and it means after. So whenever I see that, less than means it's going to come after my variable. Means it's going to come after my variable. Edson, what about the second one?
I knew the answer is G times 4 because on the second word it says times.
Perfect. It's 4G, G times 4, 4 times G, any sort of thing like that. Because we literally see 4 times the number of gallons. We don't know what the number of gallons are, so we say it's G. So think about these 3 problems. 4 points fewer than the Bulls scored, 12 times the number of feet, and the total cost of a shirt and $8 pair of socks. So for the first one, I want to call on us so that we can find out what the unknowns are. David, what's the unknown for the very first one? What part is the unknown?
The Bulls scored.
Yeah, we don't know how much the Bulls scored. Harry, what's the unknown for the second one?
I'm still confused on that.
So, Damar, what is it?
Fox?
So, it's going to be that number of feet. We don't know, right? Nathan, what about the last one? What is the unknown for the last one?
Is it the total cost of the shirt?
Yeah, the cost of a shirt. We don't know the cost of the shirt. Those are our three unknowns. Those are our three unknowns. So I'm just going to give them all X's just because it's easier. We like to use X. And I want you to write the equations for the three of them. For the first one, 4 points fewer than the Bulls scored. We see that word again. We see this word than, which means it's going to come after. The 4 points is going to come after. So I don't know how much the Bulls scored, but I know it's 4 fewer than. 4 fewer, and it's coming after. So than. And it makes sense. What if the Bulls scored 10 points? That means the other people would score 6. If I had 4 minus 10, is that going to give me 6? No, that's not going to give us 6. So we can think about it in terms of just plugging in and making up numbers. Edson, what's the answer for number 2?
X times 12.
Perfect. X times 12 or 12x. Perfect. Clara, what about the last one?
For the last one, my answer was x plus 8.
Perfect. X plus 8. For the one that Edson did right there, we see the word times. For the one that Claire did right here, we see and. And means plus. So that's all it takes. That's all it takes for it. Always remember that the word than, though, means it comes after our variable. Than means it comes after our variable. Notice how my answers are simply just written like this. X minus 4, 12x, x plus 8. Did I get a numerical answer? Did I get a number at the end when I solved this? No, I haven't gotten a number because all I've done so far is write an expression. Jonathan, what do we not know for the first problem?
We know that
What do we not know?
we don't know the number of points.
We don't know the number of points. Exactly. What about the other one? Jade, what do we not know for the second problem? Okay, Jaden, what is it? What don't we know?
The cost of the pretzel?
We don't know the cost of the pretzel. So that's what we know. Those are going to be our variables. As Jalen mentioned earlier, we can use any letter to be the variables. I just like to use X just because it's easy to not get it mixed up with anything else. You know, some letters, they end up looking like different things. Nathan, how would I write the expression for the first problem?
You would do P or X times 3 minus 5.
Perfect. X times 3 minus 5. 3 times the number of points, and we see that word than, which means it's going to come after. Perfect. Emil, what about the second one?
4x plus 3.
4x plus 3. How did you know that?
Because $3 more.
$3 more, which means plus, and then 4 times, which means multiply, right?
Yeah, 4 times.
Excellent. So we see 4 times the cost of a pretzel. So that's the cost of a pretzel, 4 times that. And then 3 more than that, 3 more than. So we put it like that. It says than. It always comes after. Mind you, if we're doing addition doesn't matter where it comes, in the beginning or after, but it's always better just to follow it. Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. So this is what Terry did so far. Write an expression to represent the total amount that she spent. So that's the first thing I want us to do. Raise your hand and tell me, what is the unknown? What is the unknown here? What is the thing I do not know? What is the information I do not know? David?
How much the nail polish costs?
I don't know the nail polish cost. Exactly. The nail polish costs is an unknown amount. So they're going to use D to represent the cost of the nail polish. Why? I don't know. That's what they did. She bought 2 bottles of nail polish and a magazine. I want you to write that. 2 bottles of nail polish and a magazine. I want you to write that in the chat. And remember, we know how much the magazine costs. David, what is the expression then?
It is 5 plus 2x.
It is 5 plus 2x. Or, like I said, they used D. It's the same thing. 2D plus 5, 2x plus 5, 5 plus 2x. They're the same things. They are all of it. Perfect. I bought 2 nail polishes, hence the 2. But I don't know how much they cost, hence the variable. And I also bought a magazine, plus, and the magazine cost $5. So that's what I know. I know that that's my expression. So then, here's what it wants to know. It wants to find the total amount of each bottle if the bottles cost $3. So at this point, what I do is now I'm going to plug in. If each bottle of nail polish costs $3, how much money did I spend in total? So we use this expression right here. Remember, D is the total cost of nail polish. So we got to think. Put it in the chat. So Harry, what is the answer that you get?
$11.
We get $11. Here's how it works. Here's my expression, 2D plus 5. And it tells me that that D is worth $3. So I just plug that into my equation. 2 times 3 plus 5. So I replaced D with 3. Then I do my PEMDAS. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 5. I multiplied it, I added, and it gives me 11. So that's how I do it. That's how I solve for this problem. I want you to go to the guided practice, page 464. So go to page 464. Edson, what did you get for number 1?
X times 4.
Perfect. X times 4 or 4x. Let's see. Let's work on this together. Gabriella. So half as many pages as George read. What don't we know, Gabriella? Yeah, we don't know how many pages George read. We don't know how many pages George read. And then, Gabriella, when you do half, am I going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Half means to divide. Half means to divide. So if I'm cutting a cake in half, I'm dividing the cake into pieces. So if I don't know how many books George has read, it's George's books divided by 2. I also saw Edson write x times 1/2. Yeah, that is the same thing because that's the reciprocal. Remember we did that in an earlier chapter? That's the reciprocal. Those are the same thing. Harry, what about number 3?
It would be x representing length and 4 representing width, and it would be x minus 4.
Perfect. X minus 4. So we see less than. That means we know the 4 comes after. Alex, what about the 4th one? What is that one going to be?
So for CDs, I use the letter C.
Perfect.
So 5 times C plus 12.
Excellent. For CDs, you use the letter C. Remember, it doesn't matter what variable we use. I want to be careful with variables because we don't want to use ones that can be mistaken for other things, like T looks like a plus sign, S can look like a 5. But yeah, totally, any sort of thing. 5C, which means 5 times C, and, which means plus 12. Damar, how would I write my expression for number 5? So just like what we did above, how would I write my expression?
150
Mm-hmm. And we see the word
minus
and. We see the word and. What does and mean?
minus
And means plus.
plus 1.50.
Ooh, that's a great idea, because that's what it's going to be in a bit. We're about to be plugging in that 1.50. So we're super close there. Clara, what is it going to be?
The answer?
No, for the expression.
Oh, the expression is going to be 350 plus 3x.
Plus 3x. Great, which it could also be 3x plus 350. Both ways are accurate. Exactly. 350 and, which means plus, 3 medium drinks. We don't know how much the medium drinks cost. To find a variable, we said x for each medium drink. So then, Lennox, how do I solve this? What am I going to do to solve?
First off, you have to read the whole entire problem because it says then find the total amount if one drink costs 150.
Perfect. We have to read the problem first. Yep. Then what?
And then after you do 350 plus 150 plus 153x
150 times 3.
times 3.
Yeah, so it could be 3 times 150 as well. The reason is, I know that 150 is how much each soda costs. And I said X was how much each soda cost. So I plug it in. Lennox, what is 3 times $1.50?
$8.
Yes, that is the end answer. 3 times $1.50 is $4.50. Plus $3.50 gives me $8. So they spent $8 on all of that stuff. Your homework is page 465, numbers 1 through 6.